Alright, hi folks. Welcome to the third annual review hour. This week is Egg Week.
And this is 12 no-name eggs.
Is that the name?
The no-name?
Yeah.
I would have to think it's the name. The reason I would say I think it's the name is because of this R with a circle around it.
What do you think that means?
I think it means registered trademark. No, I'm not sure what's
It could be a
registered.
patent.
Yeah, that's when I say registered trademark, I mean patent.
So do you think they patented the carton or the eggs?
If I had to guess, since they're selling the eggs,
Yeah.
I would have to think they're patenting the eggs.
So they're patenting 12 large eggs.
Right, so roughly a baker's dozen.
Yep, I'd agree with that. Okay, so
So first thing that I notice here is the fact that they're 12 large size eggs, and it says that here and in French, and then also here and in French again. 4 times, rule of fours.
rule of fours,
We all know what that means.
standard. Yep.
Right out of Tropicana's playbook.
We also have, up here it says nutrition facts, inside lid.
No, I think this is a great move by No Name, because if that wasn't there, we'd be spending hours trying to locate the nutritional facts, I think.
Yeah, I'd probably spend a couple hours doing
You know,
that
I
too.
just want to be very efficient here.
Yep. And over here we have Canada A.
Now, yeah, my question is, I think you're about to ask this too, which shows it's a very pressing question, is that A, which is grade A, I'm assuming, referring to the eggs or the packaging?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, I mean, it's on the packaging, so I would assume it's a grade A package.
Right, but they're selling the eggs, which is the point we made earlier.
But don't you think they would put that on the eggs then?
That's a good point. So, and you know what, just looking, at first glance, it does look like grade A packaging, so I'm gonna have to think that, yeah, it does refer to the packaging. The one thing I do like about this though, is the fact that they make the fact that it's Canadian very clear. Not just by saying the word Canada, but by putting it inside a maple leaf, which is commonly associated with that country.
Yeah, or syrup.
Right.
Okay, on this side we have best before with an arrow. So I'm guessing that means that the best before date is somewhere over here.
Right, and from my angle, I can see that. Steven couldn't, so that was a great inference by him.
Right. So, what do you make of this? I mean, there's a lot of space up here to put the best before date. Why do you think they put it over here?
I'm honestly not quite sure. I mean, because I have a big problem with this, and I'll show you why in a second. So if I'm as a consumer, sitting here wondering if I should eat these eggs, if they're at their best, I'm gonna have to, if I think it's over here, I'm gonna have to turn these eggs. And now, as I'm doing this motion, which is a very, very difficult motion, I might be cracking an egg. And, the whole point of the egg is to not be cracked. Now I'm down an egg, and it's no longer roughly a baker's dozen.
Yeah, I agree with that. And also, when we're handling eggs, you want to minimize the amount of movements because you really don't want to crack the eggs.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. But what I like about this carton though is it's made out of styrofoam.
Right. I mean, I wasn't sure what it was made out of. Once I felt it, I knew exactly it was styrofoam.
Now, do you think it would be a better choice if they went with bubble wrap instead of styrofoam?
See, that's a good question, and I think, initially a lot of people would prefer this to be in bubble wrap, but I think the answer lies when you flip the carton around. I think you'll see what I mean.
Yep, I can see what he's talking about. So if we flip this carton around, we can actually see, without opening the carton, that there's roughly a baker's dozens of eggs.
Of eggs. I mean, I don't want to necessarily do the math right now. That's really difficult and onerous, but I can just tell at first glance that's around 13.
Yep.
But also the shape, I think, is the other thing you pointed out, right? So
Yeah.
I know that there's probably eggs in there.
Mm-hmm. Or it could be Kinder Surprise.
That's true. It could be a Kinder Surprise. That would be quite a surprise.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, I like Kinder Surprises, so
Yeah,
I'd be okay with that.
I wouldn't mind a few Kinder Surprise. I mean, they're selling me eggs though, so I want it to be the majority of it to be eggs.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be fine with about 75% of it being actual egg, and the
Yeah.
other, roughly a quarter be Kinder Surprise.
Okay. Well, I really like my Kinder Surprise eggs, so I would push the 75% up to 79% roughly.
I could live with that if we split the difference, 90%.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. So 90%.
90% egg.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
Okay. Cool. Now we're gonna open the carton. So we got 2 buttons here to open the carton.
Pretty standard.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. First thing my eyes got drawn to, I know most people will look at the eggs, is that the nutritional facts are indeed inside the lid.
Yeah, but here's what I don't like about it. So I don't know if you can see this, but the nutrition facts are oriented this way. Now, when I cook my eggs, I like to have the carton this way. So the nutrition facts are actually sideways for me. So I would actually have to kind of turn my neck.
You have to crane your neck, you can get injured while cooking. And
Yep.
another big problem with this is when you're cooking the eggs, you need to know exactly how many large eggs you want to use. This says per one egg. Eggs cook really quickly. I need to do the math in my head. I have my calculator there. I can't afford to be like turning back and forth.
Yeah, so instead of printing the nutrition facts sideways, what would you have done?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is maybe some sort of like leaflet, some type of pamphlet that you can remove and orient whichever way you want. But failing that, if that's too difficult, too expensive for them, just some sort of hologram possibly just pop out.
Yeah, I think the hologram is probably a better idea.
Just right.
Because, yeah, if it pops up, it's right in my face, and when I'm cooking it, I don't really have to, turn my head to see the nutrition facts. It's right there in my
And
face.
it's cheaper for no one as well to do.
I think so. Now, number of eggs.
Just first glance, I think you guys can agree, roughly a big a dozen.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
We're pretty close to 12 large eggs. There's a little margin of error there. But
Yep.
So now I think we're gonna check out the eggs themselves.
Yep. Okay, so standard egg.
Looks like an egg from here.
Yeah.
Feel like an
It
egg?
feels like an egg. It's got good texture. So it's not too slippery because if you're handling eggs, you don't want it to
Handling, juggling.
fall out of your hands and break it. Right?
So-
So here.
The question is this a large egg? Now, just looking at this, I would guess it's one large egg. The way I would do it though is to compare it to that one. You have to make it relative. That's a large egg.
Because we know this is a large egg.
that
right?
one's definitely. So now, if you put them side by side,
Yes,
this
they're
has
about
to
the
be a
same
large.
size, so that's a large egg as well.
that's just a quick little logic trick you can do.
Yeah.
Just a tip for home.
Okay, so now we're gonna go over the quality of the eggs. Now, right away I can see that this egg is cracked a little bit.
Now, yeah, I can tell you right now, I don't think that's a coincidence, and I'll show you why if you want to put that egg back.
Please.
So, remember earlier when we were talking about the best before date and the handling? I will bet you any money that this egg is located where the best before date is located. And upon closing that, that is confirmed. I bet you when I was doing this, which is just a standard move you're going to do at home, that cracked the egg.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. Now, we have some problems with the carton, the packaging, and we've also identified an issue with the quality of the egg. So, is there anything we can do about this?
Well, usually one thing you can do, what these companies usually put on their packaging, is some sort of hotline number. So we're going to check and see if they have that there.
Ah, yes, I found it. It's right on the side here.
Now, that's probably a little small for you guys to see, so I'll
Yeah.
read it out. That's 1-888-495-5111. And I think we're gonna get our graphics team to put up a little graphic here just to give you another reminder.
Yeah, but I mean, again, I would have liked the number right on top of the carton so I don't have to, turn it around and fumble with the carton.
Exactly.
Risk breaking an egg.
Which we've already done.
So overall, what would you rate the packaging?
The patching itself, I mean, it's a standard carton, standard depth. We've identified multiple issues though. We don't know what the A refers to. The best before is a big issue. Nutritional value, they get some points for that. But I'm going to take those points away for having it oriented the incorrect way. Overall, the only thing that's saving is the fact that it's styrofoam. So I'm going to have to give it 3 out of 13.
3 out of 13.
Now,
Okay.
Stephen, what about you inspected the eggs a bit more closely than me? What would you give a rating to the eggs?
Now, I've only found one issue with the roughly Baker dozen. And so I would have to give it an 8 out of 13.
Sounds good. So we're going to go and cook these eggs up, have a bit of breakfast, and we'll be back with that video shortly.